literally giving up everything that I love, that I live for. I want to do some research on it. It wasn't, the Spirit was there knocking, but I wasn't receptive. Even after taking somebody's life, that's how blind, that's how ignorant I was. And that's how everybody without God is. They can't see past themselves. They can't see past their own pain, their own hurt, their own desires, their own passions, their own goals. And needless to say, I go through that incarceration. About 7 years into that, I get a letter from my victim's husband, and he poured his heart out. He was like, "Listen, I just want you to know that I've become a Christian. I truly, in my heart of hearts, forgive you, and I pray one day that my kids can forgive you." And at the time, even though I wasn't a Christian, it still hit me. It still hit me. And that was one of the biggest seeds that was ever planted in my life. Wow. How can someone who just lost their wife forgive me, take the time to write me? My friends, it was friends that I was in the car with, that I literally ran from the police for and caused all this pain and destruction. They didn't write me. They weren't there for me. They didn't take the time out of their day. But the victim, because the victim doesn't end at who was hurt. It's their loved ones. Those are the biggest victims. And he wrote me and told me that he forgave me. And that's a work of God within itself.
Amen.
And, it started working on me then. It was still a very long process from there, but that was the first shape of my blindness. Wow, there's a lot more to life than I know. And through this I studied a bunch of different religions, philosophies. I delved, because I was like, well, if I was born in Saudi Arabia, they'd be telling me this, or if I was born in China, they'd be telling me this. I can't just go off of what the culture says, because obviously the culture told me to live this type of life, and I see what it's done for me. So I had to take